It's time for the Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast. Powerful and liberating business strategies you can start in 5 minutes or less. Now, here's your host, Dean Soto.
Hey, this is Dean Soto, founder of freedomin5minutes.com and prosulum.com, prosulum.com. And we're here again with another Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast episode. Today's topic is this: getting used to your environment as quickly as possible. That and more coming up. Good morning. We're here with the Luna Meister. Luna, are you here? Well, you're running away from me. Where are you going? Go get him, Luna. Go get whoever you are sniffing out. But good morning. It's starting to get a little warmer here in Central California. And the rain is not coming. What the heck, guys? The rain is not coming. Very dry season again. Dang. Anyway, not to be depressed or depressing at all. Anyway, I just wanted to say good morning to you and do a little podcast, what I like to call a podcast episode. So, not too long ago, I had been building this cat house for a while. So it's a 4 foot wide by 8 foot long by, I think the top of the cat house is probably around 6 feet from the very top of the gable. Been building that thing for a while, and I had actually completed it. And it was the first time I ever did a gabled roof, right? Do you know what a gabled roof is? So a gabled roof, if you don't know what that is basically like an angled roof with those composite shingles. It's kind of like what you see in every typical like suburb house. And it's gabled so that the water runs off it or the snow runs off it and so on and so forth, right? So it's angled. Well, it's the first time I've ever done that. And it was cool. It took a while. It took a lot longer. There was this one YouTube channel that I watched, and the guy's like, yeah, well, it took about a good 8 hours to do. Of course, he had been building all his life, so it went like super fast, whereas I took literally like 2 weeks to do. But it's done. It's awesome. It is fantastic. And so what did we need for this cat house? Well, we needed some cats, right? We needed to get some feral cats in there. And I talked about this in podcasts. I talked about this in a couple of things. But so we were like, where do we get these feral cats? We were looking at the SPCA. We were looking at a bunch of other places. And a lot of the times, these are barn cats. These are cats that are going to be out and about in a barn, right? They are essentially, they're not the type of cats that are going to be in our house being pets and so on and so forth. And because they're barn cats as well, as long as I have my gate also, my fencing all secure and everything like that, they'll be good. But you never know. There's coyotes, there's owls. I saw an owl last night, and you could hear an owl. We have great horned owls. We have all these other different things here that would love to snack on a little kitty. And so these places that we wanted to get cats that were already, that were looking for a home, were at least as far as I could tell so far, and we'll still keep on looking because we want to get more. As far as I could tell so far, these places, they want you to have a sign a thing saying, you're going to, have them indoors, or you're going to have them this way, or you're going to do that. And it's a lot. I mean, it sucks because you think that at a lot of these places, these cats are just going to end up getting euthanized. That sucks. And, why not give them, those ones that are totally feral, that are not going to go well with a family. Let them be workers right here and have a good life. They have some good meow mix and some water and some gophers to snack on, and they'd be a very, very, very happy kitties. Well, all these places, it was just very hard to find it was hard to find anywhere where you could get a cat without having all these stipulations and so on. I think I might be getting a little sick because I feel like it. Anyway, so I go and finally we look at Craigslist, and every now and then I check on it, but we had this lady who had 5 cats available, five feral cats available. And we're like, wow, cool. So we contact them, and these cats are awesome. They could only catch 2 of them on one day, so we had to come the next day and get the other 2. But we have 4 cats in our cat house, and these are super nice cats. I should say this. They are good cats. There's one that is very nice. The other ones are semi-used to humans. But one of the things we had to do is we had to literally lock them up in the cat house for about a week and a day, about a week. And why did we have to do that? Why did we have to lock them into the cat house? Well, so cats are very territorial. And the way they get used to a place, if we were to bring them into the cat house and just say, hey, here's your new home, they would have bolted and tried to get back to their owners. So by putting them in that situation where they literally could not leave that cat house, they were locked up in there. You can see their little beady eyes staring out of the little windows and stuff like that I put on the thing. But there is no exits other than a side door that I built so that we can change their kitty litter. We could do a bunch of other things, right? And so I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh man, sorry, I had someone call. They're stuck in there. This sucks. I feel so bad for them. Oh my gosh, those little kitties. But the thing was that after about a week, I was like, okay, let's try and let them out. So I go into the cat house. The other one, they are freaked out because I'm in the cat house and I have my Sawzall and I'm starting to make holes into these little like 6.25 inch holes into the cat house, so that one on each side, one kind of up high, the other one down low. And I made these holes so that they can come and go, and nothing will be able to, that's a predator can go in and get into the cat house. I mean, the holes are just way too small. So if a coyote or a fox or something like that tries to come and get it, ain't happening. And so I'm doing that. The cats are like in the corner. They're like, what is going on? This thing's so loud. And I pop one hole and then I go and do another one on the other side. And all of a sudden I see that there's only 3 cats. And I'm like, that's interesting. And then 2 cats and then 1 cat. And that 1 cat stayed for a long time, like it's just sitting there going, what do I do? What's going on? And eventually it left. And I never saw a single one again. Or so it seemed. So that later that night, so I could not find any of them at all. Later that night, I went and put on my headlamp and started going across the property. We have, another call. Holy crap. We have tons of trees, tons of places to hide. So I put my headlamp on. And the cool thing about cats is if you shine lights, you can see their eyes. So I'm shining my lights, and guess what I see? What I thought maybe they started running back home. What did I see? I saw 4 little beady eyes staring at me from different locations. Very, very cool. Which means that they are used to that area. Okay. They were very uncomfortable when they first got there, but they were forced to be in that area for a week. And that's something that we, if we want to get used to something, if we want to get used to an idea, used to a habit, we have to do to ourselves. We have to force ourselves to be in a very different spot, a very uncomfortable spot. So, like when it comes to systems, a lot of the times we have to force ourselves to create those systems and let somebody else do them. Even if it's uncomfortable, even if it seems like, oh, I could do this way better than this person. I don't trust this person. We have to have the ability to, be okay with letting that environment grow around us. Okay. And so putting things in places like, I'm going to create a system a day and I'm going to delegate all of those processes to somebody and I'm going to let them do it no matter what. And we're going to see what the result is. That is where we have massive habit change. And we want to have massive habit change. The more that we're able to put ourselves in situations like that and stay in situations like that, the more we're going to grow, the more we're going to see that by doing that, we change our entire environment around us and we get used to it. Okay. It's those customers on our end that despite us even forcing them to agree that they will and they don't, that they see that they end up having no results or bad results or they end up just burning out their virtual systems architect or 2 or 3, and we have to cut them off as a customer. It's those people who they refuse to put themselves in a brand new environment and stick with that brand new environment, that have a hard time getting different results than they've always been getting, right? So my challenge to you this week is, if you want to change a habit, get into a different environment. If you want to get fit, go join a jiu-jitsu gym, Gracie, or if you're in Central California, Ultimate Martial Arts, or whatever, check mat, because now you have accountability with other people, right? Putting yourself in a different environment, or a CrossFit gym, something where there's accountability. If it's business, join some kind of accountability group. If it's marriage, start seeing a counselor and agree to a specific amount of time. If it's your spirituality, just sign up for a retreat or something like that. Something, right? Hey, baby. Whoop, crap. I just spilled coffee all over my phone. At least, over my hand. All right. So that's my challenge to you this week. All right, this is Dean Soto, Freedom in 5 Minutes. I will catch you on the next Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast episode.
Thanks for listening to the Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast. Now, head over to www.freedomin5minutes.com and register for our free masterclass and discover how to start systemizing and automating your entire business 5 minutes at a time. We'll see you next time on the Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast.